All right, so today we're doing brakes on a 2012 Ford Escape. Pretty simple maintenance and everything, nothing too crazy to go ahead and do. You have the slide pins, one here, one way down here in the back. Once you get those out, get this little support beam, or support clamp I should say, get that out. Show you how to get that off. And then after that, just pretty much just take this, and then it'll all flip up from here. So first you want to start off with a 17 hex. But you also first gotta take off dust caps off of the slide pins. Should be just pushing it off, and that was a little more difficult, but same difference. On the top here, since the brake line is right here, get an extension. Right in there. And break that loose. Will be doing both of these for a little bit of time. So they're deep in there. You want to make sure, obviously, that you get it all the way out, so you don't damage the caliper. Got that loose, and just go ahead and loosen the other. There you go. And then just keep on going from there. All right, now that they're both loosened up, I'm gonna go ahead and get this off here. You can use your channel locks. A little easier this way. And then you squeeze to relieve the pressure. And you just take your trim pulling tool, and you're gonna put that right in here and then pop it off. As soon as you get it, once you relieve the pressure. After you relieve, then it'll pop right off. Just like that. See if I loosen those bolts enough to get this off. No, so there's still a little bit more that I gotta pull off on the slider pins, and then we'll be good to go. All right, so now we got it all done. So I'm going to use this little brake. We'll go ahead and compress the piston, so that way we can go ahead and get the new pads in here. Obviously, you don't need one of these. If you have a C-clamp or something like that, you can also go ahead and do those as well. So go for this, unscrew it, and up here, old brake pad is right here. It's right here in the back, so you don't mess up the piston at all. Make sure it's lined up in the middle. Then you turn until it won't let you turn anymore. That means the piston is all the way compressed. And obviously I'm holding the top part of the caliper here, so that way there's no stress or strain on the brake line. Definitely don't want to do that. Just leave it resting up here on top. And that's it. Won't let me turn anymore with that. So that means we're at the base. Just unscrew, lift out, and pull the old one off. So it has this little things there, so it can go ahead and grip on the inside, so that for more stability, stays on there tight. Next thing you want to make sure is that the rubber is all good, not cracked or anything like that. Sometimes some air does get in here, and then this will pop out. So just go ahead at the bottom, just lift up a little bit, let that air out, and then it'll go right back into place. So then just take out the old pads. And what I'm going to do here is use a wire brush. Get that off there. Wire brush is kind of clean off the excess anywhere where these pads are going to touch. Make sure not to scratch up the rotor. Anywhere where it's going to guide into a channel, anything like that. Get all that there. Don't forget about the back end. Normally that's where you'll have most of like your buildup for your silicone and everything. Make sure that gets all cleaned up. Same with the top. Now you want to come back in here and do the top part of the caliper as well. Make sure you don't inhale any of that brake dust. Be good to go ahead and wear a mask. Make sure all of that is cleaned off. Good. No buildup anywhere. Make sure this is still good, which it is. Alright. So now we're going to go ahead and put our new brake pads on. We're going to go on here so you guys can see it. So like when we took the old one off, we'll make sure that goes in here into the hole, and that the curved part actually follows the curve of the top part of the caliper. Otherwise it'll be upside down and it's not going to work. So just make sure you line it up, straight, and then equal pressure, just push in. Obviously you have to push it a little hard because those are brand new. And then the other new pad, line that up right there in the grooves. Make sure that get right into those channels. Make sure they're all good. And after that, it's just reassemble at that point. Just flip this over. Make sure the rear pad goes into its channel, and that you're also lining up the guide pins to make sure that they're going in straight and not cross thread, because they can easily cross thread. So if they're sticking out like this, just take your thumb, push in. It's a little difficult, but it will move. All right, so I got it all the way in. Like I said, make sure they're back. Line these up. Make sure the brake caliper falls into the channel, and then you line up the slide pins to where they need to go, just like that. So I'm going to go ahead and tie these down, lock those up, and then I'll show you how to go ahead and get that clip that goes in here. An easy way trick to go ahead and do that. Alright guys, so I went ahead, and sorry I ended up putting it on there before I got a chance to record, but all you do with this new hardware, you go ahead and put one tab here. In here, in each hole there's a canal. So you go ahead and then put that, there's a little tooth, it goes right into the groove in the canal. Push in. Then at this point, this is going to be going across like that. Kind of hold it, and then grab this end, pull that down. Hold it here, and then with the same pliers that you used to take the old ones off, it's pretty much backwards. You squeeze it, As you're squeezing it, you go ahead with your lower hand, push in, and then the teeth on this side will go ahead and grip the canal that's on there. So now that that's in there, we obviously want to make sure that that's in there and secure. So just take a little hammer, lightly tap it in, and then if it's not in there, it is in there now. So shake, obviously nice and sturdy, not going anywhere. And that's pretty much it. You want to make sure everything is not good and tight, everything is in place, and then just go ahead and put the tire back on. Pump the brakes a few times to make sure the pedal gets hard, and then that's it. You're all done.